subtle Toastmasters and guests. Diffusing verbal criticism. My project is, there are 4 parts to my project. The first part is a 4 to 5 minute speech where I'll cover this topic of diffusing verbal criticism. Then the second part is to introduce the role-play scenario and my partner. In part 3, I will enact a 3 to 5 minute scene with my partner. And finally, there will be a 2 to 3 minute informal discussion with my partner and audience. There are 4 ways to respond to a verbal criticism. The first way is called withdrawing, which means to stay, remain silent. Sometimes people will just get up and leave the room, when they receive such criticism. And that approach is called withdrawing. It doesn't do much for your self-respect or self-esteem. Of course, in a explosive situation, it will not escalate. Let's just say if the person criticizing is very angry, by remaining silent, the problem will not escalate. The second method is called rationalizing. In rationalizing, the approach is to acknowledge, and at the same time is to explain yourself, explain your own behavior. Basically, it's about finding excuses for your own behavior. And sometimes the person who criticizes us may not accept such excuses. They're just finding excuses to get out of this situation. The third way of course is called counter-attacking. Attack is the best form of defense. So basically, what the person does is to effect, instead of, the person has just criticized me, what you do is to criticize back, point out the other person's fault. So it's to divert attention, from my fault, by diverting the attention to the other person's fault. It's called counter-attacking. And the most effective or the most productive way of responding to such criticism is to respond non-defensively. Basically, what we need to do is to listen calmly to the person who criticizes you. Listen calmly, listen non-judgmentally. Ask questions if need be. The whole purpose is to find out, to be very clear of the issue of the problem that the person is dealing with, is raising. And sometimes when a person criticizes you, it may be just it's just a surface, Behind it there could be other issues why the person is unhappy. So sometimes you need to probe further to find out what the real issue is. And only when we know the real issue, that we can then move on to try to solve it with the person. You forgot my birthday. You don't care much about me anymore, do you? Does this happen to you? Your partner? Do you forget your spouse's birthday? You don't. Cannot. I hate it. Recently, my wife was birthday was just on the 15th of January. I forgot all about her birthday. Until around noon, all of a sudden I remembered. So I told her happy birthday. And then she nodded, she's waiting for the thing to come. She didn't want to remind me, she's just waiting and waiting, you know, for the day to pass for you. And so how do you respond to something like this if you really do forget, say your mom's birthday and she's upset? You know? One way you can respond by saying, you know, I sense that you're upset with me because I forgot your birthday. And then she may then continue to say, yes, I'm very upset. Yeah? You are always forgetting things. So you know, sometimes by what she said, it goes to show that it's not just her birthday that's forgotten, you know. She said, you're always forgetting things. Then I may have to then ask, maybe, what else did I forget? You know, so sometimes you need to ask questions to read the person to find out. Then she might say, you have also forgotten about our anniversary. Anyway, you know, when you have a criticism, you need to find out more. And I mean, if you are in the wrong, it's good to acknowledge it, you know, and try to resolve it with the other person, to calm the person down. Alright. So what we're going to do now is the role play. This is a scenario.
Your wife calling about your birthday.
Okay, Jeffrey will be my partner. Jeffrey and I, we are colleagues. We are overworked and underpaid. And every day we worry about keeping our jobs in this difficult environment. Out of the blue, Jeffrey screamed at me. It's work-related, and I'm supposed to handle it by applying what I've learned from this project. And this will take 3 to 5 minutes. And after this role play is over, I will ask for his feedback as well as your feedback on how this role play went. Right, Jeffrey.